Hello, so today I want to create a virtual environment for my project and we're going to do that together. So what is a virtual environment? Well, if we go to the command center here, you can see that I'm within my project, right? So let's zoom in there a little bit, and if I call a pip list to see the packages I'm using, you can see all the packages that are currently installed in with my Python. So you have a lot of things that came from a lot of projects and tests I've been doing, and maybe I don't want all that to be in my projects. I want my project to be in its own environment at this time. Why? Because maybe within a few months or years, if I want to come back on this project, or if someone's coming back on this project or wants to study it, they're gonna be stuck because all those packages will be updated by them, and it's gonna make the app crash. But what you're gonna do with a virtual environment is create its own little bubble with all the packages in the state at this exact time, with the version that you were using, the Python version you were using, so that at any point if you come back, you can still be using the app and change it. And to do that, we're going to create a virtual environment. So let's go, and I'll show you something interesting to me. I'm going to call python-m, and it's venv tourney environment. And I'm going to have an error here in French, sorry, but it just says that Python cannot be found. And that's because I found out that on Windows, the newest versions of Python often don't require Python as a call. You can try Python 3, you can try a lot of things, it's not going to work. What's going to work is py-m venv tourney environment. So if you ever had an issue with that, well, that was my solution. I got stuck on there for a long time, so I hope it helps. And you can see that now my tourney environment exists, but we're not in there yet. Like you can see here, we're just in the app. What we want to do is get into this file, not literally, but we're going to go into scripts, and we're going to go in activate the and use the activate.bat file. And we're going to do that from our command center. So what we're going to do is just go into tourney env /scripts capital S /activate.bat, and by using this we're going to enter the environment. So now we're in there, see? And here if I do a pip list, you can see that we just got rid of everything. We just have the bare minimum and it's not even up to date, but that's okay. For this project, one of the main things I'm going to be using is KiwiMD. So let's install it. It shouldn't be too long. So now KiwiMD, this current version, is just going to be in this environment. It's not going to be outside of it. So if I come back to it in like a few months or years, I can use my app within this environment and using this current package, this current version of KiwiMD. So let's call a pip list again. You can see that now everything regarding Kiwi is in there, and you have all the current versions in your environment. And this is going to stay like that forever until someone maybe updates them within the environment, and when they make sure that the app is not going to crash with this new system. Okay, so that's it for setting up your environment. But now we're going to create the requirements file. So the requirements file is what you're going to use if you download the project of someone to use it, to put all your project packages, your Python, at the exact status, at the version that it used to be. So for this, instead of pip list, we're going to call pip freeze. And what pip freeze does is give you all the same information as pip list, but in the format that you can copy and paste on a text file. And in this text file, that you're going to call requirements.txt, you can and this text file you can use to install everything else. So let's not create the file like this and just use the nice ability of pip freeze, which is with an arrow to say requirements.txt, and you're directly going to create the requirements.txt file. So now doing this, I have, and you can see it here, the requirements.txt file. and boom, all those informations are in this file. And it's very useful just as an information, but also you can directly use it from the command prompt. And we're going to go back in there by saying pip install -read requirements.txt. And if I go forth with this command, I'm going to access the file and install all those libraries in this exact version. And this is how you make your app timeless, and you allow yourself to come back on it whatever the time. We're not going to run it because it's just going to be a bunch of like error messages. And finally, how to get out of there? Well, this is easier than getting in. It's just calling the deactivate function, and boom, we're out. Again, easy. Env scripts activate.bat, and we're back in. Okay, easy as that. Obviously, you can delete this by doing a rmdir of requirements. No, sorry, oh my God, I'm getting lost here. Tourney environment, and /s to delete everything within that tree, and even if the file is empty. Okay, but that's all you're mainly going to be needing for this. I hope it wasn't too long or too complicated. If you need something more specific with an actual explanation for everything, I'm going to link the tutorial of Corey Schafer in the description below, because I think it's maybe the best video I've seen for this. And yeah, that's all for me. I'll see you around.